Open a foreign bank account. Chapter 1. Open a foreign bank account. An American opening a foreign bank account. If you decide to open a foreign bank account, you must report its existence to the IRS. You risk up to a $10,000 fine or 50% of the value of the account if you fail to report overseas bank and financial accounts. Get IRS Publication 54, Tax Guide for U.S. Citizens and Resident Aliens Abroad. irs.gov/publications/P54. Get an account at a foreign bank. If you plan to visit a country in which you may be banking, you should investigate a number of banks. Before you actually travel to visit the bank, you should first correspond by post or email. Here are some of the more salient points you should consider when selecting a bank. Does it provide the banking services you require? How large is the bank? Is it a multinational operating offshore or is it an independent bank that is local to the country where it operates? How secure is your investment? Does the government under which the offshore bank operates offer deposit insurance? Communications capabilities. Does the bank have internet service? Can you communicate by phone, fax, and email? In common law countries, spouses and ex-spouses can successfully contest the terms of wills and divorces if they can convince juries they have been inadequately provided for. Trusts in offshore centers have never been challenged successfully on such grounds because legal procedures make it clear that the wishes of the trust creator are paramount to other concerns. Some countries do not recognize the division between individual assets and trust assets. Fortunately, most countries do recognize the legal codes of the offshore centers in relation to assets and individuals. In many common law countries where division between assets is recognized, such as the United States, protections are not as strong as in the offshore financial centers. As a result, trust assets could be attached to satisfy some claims. The Belize court made a landmark decision asserting Belize's sovereignty as an offshore financial jurisdiction. The Supreme Court of Belize upheld the country's confidentiality laws by revoking a previous court order set in motion by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America, requesting confidential documents belonging to Swiss Trade and Commerce Trust, Limited, be handed over to them. The decision in Belize is a shot in the arm for the offshore industry. A country's ability to assert its sovereignty without the interference of outside forces such as the U.S., is a major deciding factor in choosing a place to invest and protect personal property. A current bank account is the most common type of foreign bank account. It is the most popular one because it gives you the most flexibility in managing your money. It allows you to withdraw all or part of your account balance at any time. Most current accounts pay interest on your balance. You can maintain your current accounts in US dollars or you can have your money invested in any number of foreign currencies. Some offshore banks offer multi-currency privileges. You can deposit monies in one type of currency and withdraw funds in another currency. Most current accounts also provide you with checking privileges, and with the proliferation of ATMs, some offshore banks will even provide you with an electronic banking card. The most popular electronic banking card being issued by offshore banks is the Euro card. A deposit account is similar to a time deposit or certificate of deposit/CD in the US. It is an interest-earning savings account that you open with a bank in a foreign country. The rates of interest offered to deposit accounts vary according to the currency of the account and the length of time for which the money is deposited. The longer the money is deposited, the higher the interest rate. Aside from the length of the deposit, the size of the deposit also helps determine the interest rate. Most deposit accounts require a minimum deposit of $2,500 or more. Deposit accounts are not as liquid as current accounts and you may be prevented from withdrawing your money for a period of time. As with a current account, you will receive a semi-annual statement of the account's activity. A numbered account, also known as the invisible account, is a type of service that is popular in Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Mexico, all of which provide numbered accounts. The basic difference with conventional bank accounts is that a numbered account is an account identified by a number, rather than by the name of the account holder. As a result, it provides a certain amount of protection and privacy, especially if bank records or passbooks are lost or stolen. It is important to remember what a numbered account is not. A numbered account doesn't mean that no one at the bank knows who the real account holder is. It just means that clerks at the bank who handle data entry or clerical transactions will not know your identity. Safekeeping account. This service is just like a safety deposit box account in any bank. You get this type of account to deposit such things as bonds, stocks, and other valuables, but it also has an added feature. If you have coupons that you redeem, the bank will do it for you. They will clip the coupons, redeem the bonds, and do whatever needs to be done with the valuables entrusted to them. Commodities account. Some of the larger foreign banks have geared themselves up to trade in commodities on your behalf. These banks are set up to give you the latest commodities prices and to let you buy and sell commodities over the phone or over the internet. Compared to US banks that still cannot enter the commodities trade market, this is proof of how offshore banks are becoming more and more competitive. The number one rule in investing is never put all your eggs in one basket. To rich people, this means do not keep all your money in one economy. If that economy goes bust, so does your money. Therefore, keeping their money, even if not all of it, offshore gives rich people the opportunity to diversify their assets and spread any risk. On the other end of spectrum, for the average American, the idea of having a bank account in a foreign country may sound like a fantasy gone mad because we generally assume that only rich and criminal people have these types of accounts. Americans have an extremely parochial attitude when it comes to their money. In fact, with older Americans, there is even a distinct sense of suspicion of foreign banking activities. Many Americans believe that we have the best and the safest banking system in the world, so why even consider going anywhere else with your money? The reason is the tax system, which will try to get as much of your hard-earned money as it can, even over your grave when you die. Regardless of whatever reasons, the average American could not identify one single advantage for owning a foreign bank account. The word foreign banking or offshore banking carries with it a stigma that is largely associated with our own misconceptions of the other countries. However, there is a growing segment of Americans who have embraced the merits of offshore banking. To these thousands of legitimate and highly successful businesses and individuals, the word offshore banking has become an important tool for accumulating, enhancing, and protecting wealth. A foreign bank account gives the learned investor the opportunity to take advantage of the benefits of various banking activities and blend them into a unique profit-making and tax-saving financial strategy. For the careful and conscientious investor, this feature of offshore banking is one of the most practical ways of expanding the realm of financial opportunity because it is one of the most creative ways to diversify your assets. Accounts held in offshore banks are rarely subject to U.S. state and federal laws and regulations. Offshore banks can also offer a wide range of services well beyond the legal ability of U.S. banks. Through aggressive use of these services, investors can increase their profits, reduce their tax burdens, and raise capital at lower interest rates, all without the restrictive maze of red tape often required by banks in the United States.